Yhteistyössä Expect. Vedonlyöntiä niille, jotka tietää.
Ja tervetuloa jälleen Elmon EM-prassiin. Tänään meillä on vieraan mies Portugalista, eli Gnistanin päävalmentaja Ricardo Duarte. Tervetuloa tähän ohjelmaan, Ricardo.
Thank you, Jukka. Thanks for the invitation.
Portugali aloitti kisat voitolla Unkarista, mutta sitten tuli kohtalaisen ruma tappio Saksaa vastaan. Näiden kahden pelin perusteella, niin miten sä näet, Ricardo, onko tilanne jollakin tavalla huolestuttava?
I think Portugal have been doing very well in the last international tournaments, World Cups and European tournaments. I think we are not that big candidates as many people say. I think we need to be humble and to understand what happened in the last European tournament is not going to happen every time. We are still a small nation with 10 million people, so we can't produce the same amount of talented players as Spain, England, France. That much more people, much more players. But I think still we are doing a good job. Of course, the performance in this tournament is was disappointed, of course, against Germany, because Portugal is a team that always wants to win every game, and it was disappointing. But I think this group is really tough. Even Hungary draw with France, so it's really tough. Some people call it the death group because some team is going to die in the first stage. I hope it's not Portugal. As a Portuguese citizen and fan, of course, of the national team, I would like to see the team with a bit more of, how can I say, courage to play differently against bigger nations like Germany. But I think in some way this is the counter-attack way that gave us a title in the last tournament. The coach is the same, some of the players are still the same, so we need to understand and respect, because we got some success in the past with this. But with the new generation of players we have now, that more and more are different players, like Bernardo Silva, Diogo Jota, these youngsters that have been growing in more positional play teams. We have 3 players from Manchester City, for instance. They are used to work the ball much more. I think we have conditions to play different kind of football. This is what we did against Hungary, because Hungary was defending low block all the game, just looking for counter-attack. And with good players for the counter-attacks, they created here and there some good plays. But I think Portugal was quite strong in the first game with its possession-based style. Against Germany, of course, it's always more difficult. When you face better teams, it's more difficult to control all the game with the ball. But I was looking for to see the team having a bit more balanced their approach, but strategically they try to close down the spaces, trying to score from counter, and it worked because the first goal was for Portugal with a brilliant counter-attack. Because I also like counter-attack when they are good. But then Germany was better, clearly.
No, tuossa Saksa-ottelussa Portugali päästi 4 maalia ensimmäistä kertaa 7 vuotta, eli viimeksi 2014 EM-kisoissa meni omiin 4. Näetkö sen, että tuossa puolustamisessa kyse oli jostakin vain yhden ottelun sattumasta, vai onko siellä jotain syvempiä ongelmia? Nimilistä on kuitenkin aika kohtalaisen kova tuolla Portugalin maajoukkueessa.
If I'm rude, I think we have one of the best pairs of center backs in all the tournament. Pep and Ruben Dias, they are world-class players, very experienced now with 37, but still top player, still playing Champions League with Porto. And Ruben Dias was best player of Premier League this season. He was awarded with this. So I think they are, and they play very well together. They have a good mutual understanding. But our fullbacks are not particularly good defending the back post. And if you see during the game, Germany was exploring this weakness. They were always looking for the back post, flicking balls or crossing balls, always for the back post. And some of the goals came from the situations. Rafael and Nelson, they are more attacking-minded fullbacks. They are good with the ball, etc. But defending, closing inside the back post is one of the fragilities, and I think Germany knew it and took advantage of it. So if I am concerned, I am a bit if more teams come with similar strategy than Germany, because otherwise in the middle we are quite safe, because this pair of center backs is really world class.
No niin kuin totesit, tuossa Portugalin maajoukkueessa on paljon lahjakkaita pelaajia, ja mikä ehkä vielä merkittävämpää, siellä on paljon myös uuden sukupolven pelaajia, ja sen tiedän, että myös tuolta maajoukkueen porteille koputtelee monia lahjakkaita pelaajia. Millaisia sä näet Portugalin maajoukkueen tulevaisuuden? Voiko Portugalin maajoukkue elää ilman Cristiano Ronaldoa?
Yeah, this is an interesting question. It's maybe the key question for people that wants to look into the future, and I'm sure they are doing it in the FA, because this is a topic that quite often comes also in the press conferences with the national team coach. And of course, the answer is always the same and the most logical answer. Since the time Ronaldo is playing at this level, of course, he is a key player for the team, as he has been always. I think what comes next is a big challenge, because when you lose such key influential player, because he influences everything. It's not only in the pitch, it's off the pitch. He's a strong character, he's a team player. He really helps a lot on the outside. He's a role model, the way he works. And it's going to be a big challenge. But in the other side, in the other end, you have a well-educated generation of players that are already playing in the best clubs in the world, many of them. So I think we have a big hope that the story will continue.
No, Portugali kohtaa keskiviikkona elintärkeässä ottelussa Ranskan. Miltä se näyttää, Ricardo, sinun silmin katsottuna?
Challenging. Challenging. The last games with France have been very interesting games. Tough. Some draws, some wins, some losses. I think there are historical reasons also for this balance. Maybe for you, this is not. For you here in Finland, this is not maybe so well known, but there is some historical roots in these challenges, because in the '84 European tournament, France put us away. In the Euro 2000, France put us away, and 2016 finally it sounded like a revenge in their own. And historically, many Portuguese workers have been traveling to work in France. So the basic foundations of the work class in France has a lot of Portuguese people, second and third generation. So there is a connection between Portugal and France. But France has been, for us, Portuguese nation, always the rich nation. So there is also here culturalities implied on all of this. And every time Portugal plays against France, France has always fantastic squads, fantastic teams. There is something else than football. There are also cultural fights between Portuguese and France, and etc. And in some way, there is extra motivation. But the quality is there in both sides. I think France is, for me, the biggest candidate to win the tournament. So they have the most brilliant players, the most brilliant squad. They have the experience, they have the titles, they have everything. So it's going to be very, very tough. But Portugal needs to make points to start to continue dreaming about something. Because if there is something this national team has, is the ambition. And this is a lot connected with the simple presence of Cristiano, because where he is, he wants to win, and he influences also the environment in this way. He doesn't admit something else apart from winning in his mind, so he also influences the others in the same way. But the challenge will be big, because France is full of very good top players. Yeah.
Kiitoksia Ricardo näistä kommenteista. Ei muuta kuin hyvää kesäjatkoa.
Yhteistyössä Expect. Vedonlyöntiä niille, jotka tietää.